walks into the darkened Victorian hotel ballroom for Wendy Wattage's famous Circle of Light ceremony. The room is pitch black, and it's packed with people.
This ballroom is like a scene from the Blair Witch Project. Someone could wind up dead without anyone knowing it.
Stop! It's stressful enough without your constant commentary, Tanya.
Oh, the kitchen is right behind this door. Try to relax, son.
Why is it taking so long? According to that schedule, it should have started by now.
It is so dark in here. I mean, a killer could be right behind you, ready to strike. Imagine if we suddenly heard a blood-curdling scream. Yeah, just like that. Well, and then a dead body drops to the floor. Wow. Wendy's sound effects are great. They sound like the real thing.
A little too real, if you ask me. I'm going back to the kitchen.
Well, when our team arrives back at the kitchen, they find a few fallen plates, but nothing else seems out of place. That is until Max opens the door to the walk-in refrigerator.
Oh, no! My beautiful spinach cannolis are all over the floor.
Not the ones on top of this body. Oh, my stars! I knew what we heard was real. She's dead.
Oh, my. Isn't that your fancy new Chef Nightmare, son, sticking right out of her body?
Why does this always happen to me?
Hey, why isn't there more blood? I mean, typically stab wounds cause catastrophic bleeding.
Well, there are some signs of drooling and vomiting. She must have been poisoned.
I bet it was strychnine. Only a tiny amount is needed to kill someone. That's a research tidbit from one of my books.
There isn't a pulse, but her body is still warm. It only happened a few minutes ago.
Why? Why?
Well, one thing is clear, son. Your old kitchen equipment isn't cursed after all.
Heck, with any luck, we can resell this stuff on eBay to cover your bail.
Let's just call 911.
Don't be ridiculous, Max. The police will arrest you as soon as they get here, and your fingerprints are all over the murder weapon.
But I was with you. You could tell them that I'm innocent.
This murder was premeditated. I can feel it in my bones. The killer made certain the kitchen would be empty. We just need to retrace their steps.
No, we don't. You're not listening. We need to call the police.
But, Max, if we put our heads together, we can solve this murder.
I'm with Tanya. I'd much rather solve this murder than serve your food. I wonder who this woman is.
I'm already on it. Her bright pink caftan looks like a costume. Could she be the food critic, Marilyn Macaroni?
If it is, then words are how my readers solve mystery. Grab your newspaper, Marianne.
And with that, Marianne grabs the newspaper and starts to scan it.
Oh, her regular column isn't in the paper today. They printed angry readers' letters about Gambino's closing instead.
Let me see that. Oh, how terrible. There's a story about a woman who died after having that gastric bypass surgery in Mexico.
Cheaper isn't always better. One of my patients developed severe complications after having gastric bypass surgery in Tijuana. Now she's on a feeding tube and has medical debts in the millions.
Yeah, but when done correctly, gastric bypass surgery can be a lifesaver. It can help lower blood sugars and reduce the need for type 2 diabetes medications.
That girl, Angela Gambino, she died right after she got home.
Gambino? I wonder if her family owned the restaurant where I bought my knives.
Golden rule number 1. There are no coincidences in murder. Now, my hunch is that someone at Gambino's followed Marilyn into the kitchen, grabbed your knife off the counter, and stabbed her. Then they escaped into the ballroom without anyone noticing.
Slow down, Miss Marple. The light from the hallway would have given them away when that door opened. It's too obvious.
Everything isn't as obvious as it initially appears. Take, for example, people living with LADA.
LADA? What's that?
LADA stands for latent autoimmune diabetes in adults. Because it looks like type 2 diabetes in the earlier stages, but eventually it requires the demands of type 1 diabetes. It's also referred to as type 1.5.
Many people with LADA are initially misdiagnosed, so insisting that your doctor retest is worth it.
Precisely my point. We could be overlooking a clue. Let's search this refrigerator from top to bottom, starting with those crazy spinach cannolis.
No! You ruined my chances of being on TV with Snooki.
Well, if Snooki sees what else is in that refrigerator, the only TV show you'll be on is the 6 o'clock news.